and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores. Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Blanker and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that can surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Blanker and the team at Professional Realty Group are Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club or space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab your crew and head on over Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
From the playing fields to the sidelines, from Florida to California, from the Big 12 to the Big 10, welcome to the wide world of Raff. Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chris Raff.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday night. It is 9 o'clock, and you know Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock, it's time to talk NFL football and hear the predictions of the great ones. Harrison and Raff, self-gloss right there. All right, Harrison, you would not tell me what the results of last week were. I thought that I had done really well, but by the sound of your voice, it sounds like you might have won again. So give me the results.
I was setting you up, Raff. You would win.
Yes!
Out of 14 games, you would get 9 right, and I'll only get 5 wrong. I would fall short, getting 6 of 8. Tough week for me.
Oh,
tough week. Two below 500.
I thought I did really well because the Houston game, I think I took Houston.
You did. You took a lot of, I can probably pull it up real quick here. You took a lot of games that surprised me. I died with the Seahawks finally. That was one where I just kept picking them until they failed me and they got blown out by the Ravens. Let's see. You did get some sneaky ones in there. You did get the Texans right. You picked them.
Yes.
That one came down to the wire, though. That one really, really upset me. You called the Bengals. Their comeback. You got that one right. A few other ones. You rolled with the Steelers over the Titans. Made AD happy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a few other good picks in there. But for the most part, yeah, I pretty much fell flat this week.
9 and 5. I can live with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, if you're a betting man, you made money that day.
Heck yeah, that's what I do. I give out the winners. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I kind of I remember what I picked, so when I see the games, but then part of me is like, did I take? But I knew the Houston game. I was like, oh yeah, I remember I took that game. I felt good about that. So, D'Amico Ryans, CJ Stroud doing their thing.
Absolutely. We do have one text real quick, just some house cleaning.
Nice.
Saying, well, not great. Not nice. David from Radio saying, fix the aloe. I will try to look into that for all of those.
Yep.
Looks like we still got plenty of people listening in here tonight. So it's great to have you. But
thanks for watching, guys.
464-5685. I'll see if I can figure out what's going on with aloe. But we are connected to Twitch, so it should be wrong. I mean, I got me above head right there. So we'll find out.
I mean, we have three watcher listeners right now.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys are listening out there and if it gets any better, please let me know. And we can David's heated up. We'll try to get that figured out, David. Comment, see if it gets better. I messed with a few things over here. Let me know if that works out for you. But Raff, go ahead.
All right. So If you want to text on in. Sutter Heyman text line 402-464-5685 if you have any arguments with our predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get it started right away with the game of the week. Thursday night, November 9th at 7:15 p.m. on Prime Video. The game of the week right here. The Carolina Panthers versus the Chicago Bears. And if you believe that's the game of the week, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona that I could send you. We were talking about this morning. This is the worst Thursday night game in the history. The viewership is going to be 0. Well, you'll be watching your Bears, of course.
Add one. There'll be one
So
person.
there'll be one.
Jeff.
There'll be one.
There'll be a bunch of sickos
Oh, yeah,
watching.
Jeff will be watching.
We'll have plenty of sickos watching the game.
Yeah.
It's a sickos kind of game.
lot of pain in this game. So you got the Panthers and the Bears. Who are you going with? Panthers or the Bears?
I said I was like dead on the Bears, and I was the right decision because they did lose last week. But this is the time where, even though I'm like probably going to pick against the Bears now, I'm not just going to be a diehard, but they should beat the Panthers. Give me the Bears.
You're going with the Bears.
I don't even say should, but I'm give me the Bears here. Again, the Panthers just a team that's still finding themselves, struggling.
Yep.
The Bears at least kind of the same thing, finding themselves, but they've been able to put a few wins together. Yeah, there's not a lot to dive into this one.
And I saw that Tyson Bagent is starting again for your Bears.
Yeah, Bagent.
Mm-hmm. Arm wrestling father. All right. Panthers, Bears. Who should I go with? Panthers or Bears?
We do have Nick Sainert saying Raff should button up his shirt, showing too much chesty.
Wow. Wow, guys. I'll cover it up. But that's what kind of brings in the viewers sometimes.
Does it?
The Raff's roadies, they love that when I show a little bit of chest. But all right, I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Bryce Young. Somehow, some way, Bryce is gonna will him to win. And they came out. I saw a guy posted about the future quarterbacks, and he had Bryce at the bottom of the list. I still believe in Bryce. I'm going with the Panthers, and if anything, it'll help your Bears win because I chose the Panthers. So I'm going with the Panthers. Bryce Young, this is your week. Go get them, Bryce. And I can probably guarantee you right now I will not be watching that game.
I'll watch it because I'm Bears fan. I think it'll be a lot of sickos watching it. Yeah,
so now, speaking of the Bears, do you think that Jim Harbaugh will be your head coach at the beginning of next year?
I don't know what's going on. We talked about it over the break, but I lost at the Michigan House of Representatives are fighting.
They're fighting.
Big Ten. The 9 of the 11 who signed it out of 110 total were UM graduates. But yeah, no, I don't know who it's gonna be. It might be him. Which is kind of crazy.
I think he's done. I think
he's headed to
probably
the NFL
get suspended, next. And he's gonna be the one where Michigan's gonna have to pay for his probably. I mean, it's his staff. I mean, people can say that he didn't know who Connor Stallions was, whatever, however, but you're the head of the program. He's going to jump ship, get a ton of money from the Bears, be the head coach of the Bears next year, and Michigan will have to live with, everything that's happened over these past, couple of years, I guess you'd say. So I'm going with the Panthers. Bryce Young, here we go.
We do have David chiming in again. He says it's Wednesday, not Tuesday.
I said Tuesday again.
You've been stuck on that a little bit.
I get Tuesday, Wednesday confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wednesday. We're almost there. All right. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, Amazon Prime. All right. We're going to move on now to, oh man, I probably shouldn't have told them to watch the video. I feel like I'm going to be critiqued the entire show. I mean, I've got the great ones watching. David from Renew, Jake Sorensen, Nick Sainert. I mean, just the three amigos right there. So we'll move on. 8:30 a.m. Another game in Frankfurt, Germany. We got the Indianapolis Colts versus the New England Patriots. 4-5 versus 2-7. 8:30 a.m. kickoff. So you'll be able to wake up right away and watch this game if you want to watch it on the NFL Network. Colts and Patriots.
Give me the Colts.
You going with the Colts?
Yeah, that one's. But it's the Patriots are still struggling. That's going to be, I don't know where Bill Belichick's at, what the crowd fan base feels like about him for all his greatness, but this has just been a horrible year, a horrible few years, ever since Tom Brady's departure.
Yep.
Like, they just haven't been able to do hardly anything.
I am going to go with this is a tough one. Part of me wants to pick the Patriots. I'm going to do it. I'm taking the Patriots. I'm taking Mac Jones and the Patriots over Gardner Minshew and the Colts. Patriots, I don't know how they're going to get it done, but seems like maybe they'll play better overseas than what they do on American soil. So I'm going to go with the Patriots here, other than just it's the Patriots and it's different from you, and that'll get us separated a little bit. So Patriots it is. Somehow, some way, the ghost of Tom Brady will put his hand over the Patriots and say, you guys will win. So
I don't even think the ghost of Tom Brady wants to do that for him anymore. He's done.
He's out.
Yeah.
So there's probably no chance that he comes back and plays. Oh, actually, this is about the time where I said Tom Brady would be making his return. He's going to hold. I think he's going to hold pat. I think he's done.
Mm-hmm. It seems like it.
I finally came to grips with it.
Even though it was just a rough year for quarterbacks. I've been talking about it a lot. But there's not a lot of guys this year that you put in that MVP candidate spot, other than Lamar Jackson. It's probably been the most consistent, but that's about it.
Yeah. So I'm going Patriots. I don't know why, but I'm taking the Patriots. All right. We'll move on to the next game. We got a 12 o'clock game. We have got on CBS, we've got the Houston Texans on the rise. CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans versus the new darling of the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Cool. You know what happens. The Bengals are that team right now. Texans or Bengals, Harrison? Texans or Bengals?
Joe Cool can handle being the game. The hot team coming in. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Going with the Bengals?
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you here. I'm going to go with the Bengals also. I know they're the darling right now. However, the Texans used a ton of energy last week against the Buccaneers to pull that game off. And it's in Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow, he's got his mobility back, and it's a whole different ball game with him healthy. So I'm going to go with the Bengals also.
We got a lot just from the ticket crew chiming in here.
Surprise.
Yeah, Jake Sorensen wants a deep dive on the Bears Panthers. That's just a sicko segment right there. I don't think anyone wants that. Other than just want to watch people suffer.
Oh man. Well, they'll probably have the top two of. They might go 1 and 2 for picks, or 1 and 3 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can have get some good players.
Yeah,
but then what do you do?
It's going to be Marvin Harrison. It's going to be. You try to grab Caleb Williams. I don't know.
Is Caleb Williams?
He's not going to be on the board. He's going to go off right. Number one, he's gone.
You think he will be?
Yeah.
Still, with this?
I still think he's number one off the board.
I think Drake May's been getting a little bit of press too, but yeah.
I still think it's Williams.
Okay. So that's our deep dive on the Bears.
I got to stop reading the text line. These guys are throwing me off so bad.
Walter Payton was good. Jim McMahon, William the Refrigerator Perry. They had their glory years back in 85. Man. Got to be tough to be a Bears fan.
Yeah, it's been tough for a while since I've been, since 06 when I could barely remember. And that's like it got smarter, they got worse.
Yeah.
Just been unfortunate.
I mean, to believe
being a Bulls fan on top of it, disgusting.
To believe that Rex Grossman actually quarterbacked them to a Super Bowl. That's saying something.
Yeah. Who do you think the best Bears quarterback of all time was? If you had to pick one.
I'm gonna go Jim McMahon. Yeah. I've always liked Jim McMahon. I think when he was healthy and playing, he was what Chicago needed.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I believe it was Charles Martin that body slammed him, the Green Bay Packer defensive end, that kind of ruined his career in a way. I mean, he still played a ton of years, but he never was Jim McMahon after that. And that was a cheap shot. That's unnecessary roughness, 15 yards, kick him out of the game, because some of these roughing the passer calls lately, they're bad.
Yeah. As Nick points out, at one point in time, I thought it was Jay Cutler. Man, I was like, oh, he's so good.
Jay Cutler.
And then, you have that game where they're playing the Green Bay Packers for the NFC North Division, and he gets hurt. Put in, who was it? Who was the backup? Heine?
What?
Trying to think of who the backup was.
I'm thinking
terrible.
I was thinking back, the old Sid Luckman. I believe he was a pretty decent quarterback for the Bears back in the 50s. Mm-hmm. So
sicko's past.
Deep dive on the Bears. I love it. All right. So we both go Bengals there.
Yep.
We'll move on to our next game. Oh, yeah. Here we go. 12 o'clock. Green Bay Packers versus the Pittsburgh Aaron Davis AD Steelers. Packers, Steelers, 12 o'clock in Pittsburgh.
I mean, Steelers. The Packers have been frisky, though. I will say that, but I'm still going to roll with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett is not. He's not going to be that guy, but they do just enough. Kind of Nebraska-esque complimentary football.
Yeah.
You can't ever count out Mike Tomlin. He always has a game plan going into it.
Yeah,
Is that one in Pittsburgh or no? Are they on the road?
It's in Pittsburgh.
It is okay.
Yep.
Definitely doubling down on that.
I'm interested to see, now is the time of year with the Packers where they're going to have to make a decision with Jordan Love what they're going to do, because
it's hard to tell. He doesn't have weapons on offense.
His third year or his fourth year, because they're going to have to decide. I think it's his third year.
It is.
So they're going to have to decide this upcoming year whether they're going to give him that fifth year, and that's where like all the money's at. That if he's their quarterback of the future, I'm still going to ride with the Steelers here. Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada. I mean, AD, says it over and over again. Matt Canada is not good, but I think the Steelers defense, I mean, they're winning solely on their defense. So I think the defense will be able to confuse Jordan Love enough. I don't think the Packers have enough on the outside at receiver.
No, and that's what makes the Jordan Love thing kind of difficult too.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really have a whole lot for weapons.
Yeah.
You get a new quarterback in there, it's going to be still a struggle for him.
Yeah, and
really
you saw last year, even Aaron Rodgers was struggling.
Yeah, and that's why he got so frustrated and up and left. He's like, if you guys are going to help me out and get some weapons in here, I know I'm not going to be able to win.
And I'm interested to see with the Steelers just how they progress, because you got to believe that George Pickens, he 2 catches for -1 yard last week. You got to think he's getting frustrated. And they've got, and listening to AD, I don't watch them as close as AD does, but AD says that there are receivers that are open. It's just Pickett's missing some throws, play calling's a little off, but Steelers defense, I'm going with the Steelers also.
Yeah, and they're just in the tough division too. The AFC North. That's probably got to be the toughest division this year in the NFL. I mean, they're all 5-3. I mean, there's not an easy game in there.
When you're the AFC West and the best team in the division's in last place right now, I mean,
I'm saying top to bottom.
Oh yeah, I'm saying top to bottom too.
Okay.
Broncos making a run, playoff run.
Yeah, but I think they'll keep fighting for it because sitting 5-3. Ravens probably going to lead that one through though. Lamar Jackson just been electric.
If the Steelers win, they'll be 6-3 with 0 offense.
Yeah,
they are the Iowa Hawkeyes of the NFL.
This year they kind of seem like it.
They are,
because like you're not wild on offense. I mean, it's kind of an eyesore.
Same colors, decent head coach, not really good offense coordinators. Probably both offense coordinators. Well, we know one will be looking for a job next year. Probably be 2. So going Steelers. All right, we're going to move on to the next game. 12 o'clock, we got the Titans of Tennessee versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Will Levis has been installed as the starting quarterback. Ryan Tannehill, when he returns, will be the second string quarterback for the Titans. So you got the Levis era officially beginning, going against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay.
Give me the Titans. I'm not sure, how it's going to look for Will Levis. Maybe that gives him some extra confidence heading into this game, knowing now he's got to perform. That's his job now. And the Buccaneers, they've been in just so many close games this year. I feel like the Buccaneers over and over again, that's got to be weighing on them at this point. I mean, last week they lose by 2 to a team that a lot of people probably picking them to beat. I'm curious where the Buccaneers just mentally are at this point in the season. And then the Baker Mayfield roller coaster is exactly what it is. It's just a roller coaster. He might ball out and it might not be, that close of a game, or he can throw up a stinker. Like he's just not consistent at all this year.
I'm going to fire the cannons. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield is going to have a huge game. He's going to outplay the rookie quarterback, Will Levis, rookie quarterback. I forget that they drafted Malik. Oh, what was his last name? Who they thought might be the future quarterback.
Yeah, I was looking at his Malik Collins in my head.
Somebody help me text line.
NBA.
Help me text line Malik. Oh, what is his last name? I mean, he basically fell off the radar completely. He played in a couple games last year. Oh man, text line, help me. Come on, Nick. Mr. Sainert.
We just got a bunch of Willis. There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. From David.
Yeah. And he fell off the map completely. But I'm going to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, just one time. So Buccaneers it is. All right, we're going to move on to our next game at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, I told them to watch tonight. Was that the smart thing to do?
No, I'm just having a very hard time staying focused.
Stay
They did help
focused.
us though with Will, so shout out to them for that.
It-
They're helping us a little bit, confusing me on it.
Yeah,
They
they're-
want to get bets on the soccer, some Mexican soccer league. So if you, if you got that information on you.
Yeah, we'll talk some Laguna soccer a little bit later in the show. All right, we'll move on. We have got the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens at noon on Fox. Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. With this game, Lamar Jackson's not playing an NFC team because now that he's like 18-1 career against the NFC, but we got the Browns and Ravens. We've got a divisional matchup. You've got Deshaun Watson back at quarterback for the Browns. You got Lamar Jackson, they're starting to get their rhythm on offense. Browns or Ravens?
Give me the Browns.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll take the Browns on this
Whoa.
one. They seem to be like, that's the team. Again, I'm just betting on the defense here. They're going to maybe bottle up Lamar Jackson a little bit here. Offensively, I think it's just going to be a possession game. They're going to do what they always do. Deshaun Watson, he's not. He's been rough. Do you see him ever coming back to what he was over with the Texans? I mean, he hasn't even looked close.
He's shown a couple glimmers, but I don't think he'll ever get back to where he was with the Texans, like you said. But I'm going with Ravens though.
Yeah, that's my one. If I want to make big money, that's one I'd bet on. But
you're going the Browns?
Yeah, I'd go with the Browns.
You're going the Browns.
That's gonna be my one wild one, I think. For this
I'm going
cool.
I'm going with the Ravens.
So I think the Ravens are actually the darling of the league.
What I'm waiting for now is to see Odell Beckham have like a big game, like a 100-yard receiving game.
He's doing good getting pass interferences.
Yeah, he's making plays for his team, but at the end of the day, I think he's gonna have a big game for him. I think the Ravens at home will be too much for the Browns, even though the Browns defense is super good. But I think, but you can always make a case that the Ravens are the kind of the cinder or the sweetheart team.
That's where I was kind of leaning with. I feel like they're more of the darlings than the Bengals.
More than the Bengals?
Yeah, because the Bengals, everyone I feel like was just kind of waiting for them to turn on. But now you're getting the MVP talk with Lamar. People are, they're 7-2, dominating in their division. Well, 2 games ahead, but nonetheless, I think it's the Ravens.
I'm going Ravens. I believe in them. All right, we'll move on to do one more game here and then throw it a break.
Yeah, we can get one more.
Way. All right. Next game. This actually might be the game of the week. I haven't really too much. Yeah, I'm going to go with this is the game of the week. San Francisco 49ers coming off a bye versus the Jacksonville Jaguars at 12 o'clock on Fox. 49ers versus Jags. 49ers have lost 3 straight games. They had a bye week. Brock Purdy made his way to the farm, did some combine work, went to the Iowa game. I saw he was sitting up in the box.
Yeah.
But then you also got Trevor Lawrence and the Jags who are playing really good football. They got some wins overseas. This one's actually in Jacksonville, in Duval. I like saying that. That's what they always like to say. So you got the Jags versus 49ers. Who do you have, Harrison?
This one's tough. I'm going to roll with the 49ers, hoping that bye week helped them out a lot, but I'm not super confident on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a loss because Jacksonville, they've been on fire.
Yeah.
They feel like they got it all figured out. And Trevor Lawrence, now at this point in the season, he's completely in control, it feels like.
So on this game, coming into tonight, I was going to pick the 49ers, but I was thinking about it. It's an early game, 12 o'clock. It's in Jacksonville. You've got the time change. So 49ers going to think that they're playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be some of that Manning cast mojo. He was on the Manning cast this past Monday. I think Trevor Lawrence, Christian Kirk, and Calvin Ridley. He had a big first game, I believe, and then it's just not really been as explosive. But I'm going with the Jags. Even though the 49ers are coming off a bye, I know Kyle Shanahan's probably a lot like his dad was, where he's had 2 weeks to watch film. But I'm going to go with the Jags. It's at home, and I think the time change, I think the 49ers will get lost in the space-time continuum there. So I'm going to go with the Jags.
All right, we got to throw out the break here, and don't worry, we do have an unknown texter. Broncos and Buffaloes. Curious for that pick. He says, look out for Foreman's wrath.
I like it.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, Bill, he's going to, Jay Foreman, he's going to be barking at you.
I'm going to be feeling the pain of that. But if the Broncos win,
you'll be able to stick your chest out.
They're on the fast line to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're an anomaly too, because again, it doesn't seem like it's not Russell Wilson. Maybe it is. It's a leadership. You can always question that, but
it's Bronco time now. They got that big win over the Chiefs.
I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah,
they didn't let the Chiefs score a touchdown. The defense that seemed to be atrocious the entire season somehow matched up well. What was the streak? 17 games?
16.
16?
Yeah.
No one beats them 17 times in a row, though.
No perfect season for the Chiefs.
Oh.
All right. Well, we'll throw it to break. This is the Wide World of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket.
We'll be right back to the wide world of Raff.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm Christy. I used to smoke cigarettes. I had smoker's cough and severe shortness of breath, and I knew I had to quit. Then I tried e-cigarettes, but I just ended up using both. I really didn't start to get better until I quit smoking completely. My tip to you is just cutting down on the number of cigarettes you smoke isn't enough.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something. Something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something. Something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Bureau's Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome back to the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is the Wide World of Raff. It is Wednesday night.
Got it that time. Not Tuesday.
I
It's
did
Wednesday.
it. I did it.
Our
I did
clock's
it.
off, though. Still need to fix the clocks. I don't read
Yeah,
that.
it's not 10:30. It is 9:30. Last week it was 10:30.
Yeah, if it was 10:30, we'd have the Don't Athlete Project, which is coming up next, 10 to 11 o'clock. So be sure to stay tuned for that one.
Nice. All right, we'll move on. We got another 12 o'clock game. We got the New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota on Fox. Saints versus Vikings. David Carr versus Josh Dobbs.
The Vikings have been surprising. It's like one of those things where Kirk Cousins, it felt like they're finally getting back. Then obviously the unfortunate injury, but then Dobbs plugs in.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, on that touchdown run he had at the end of the game, he did also have literally just had to throw it down the middle of the field. He had two guys who have been wide open. So I know that was like a super cool play, but he missed like a couple of wide open I don't know if he's necessarily the answer, even though he played pretty good. There's some things you could pick apart if you really want to break down the film.
Yep.
Give me the Vikings, though. I think overall they're strong enough. I think they're kind of finding themselves, and the Saints, they're still kind of in that. I mean, with Derek Carr, he's just with that roster, it's not working.
I call him David Carr. I get the Carr brothers' eyes messed up.
Yeah, you do. I heard David Carr.
I live back in the early 2000s. David Carr, former number 1 pick, Houston Texans.
Yeah, give me the Vikings. I'm curious to see how long this ride lasts, though, because I'm not
going with the Vikings.
Yeah, you're taking the Vikings too.
I'm going to take the Saints.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Saints. I think Josh Dobbs, last week, he was basically, just playing off this. He didn't know any of his teammates, didn't know that they teaching the offensive line to snap count, taking snaps from under center. I think that the Saints, right now, Carr hasn't really lived up to what I thought he'd have the chip on his shoulder the way he left the Raiders. I just thought he was just going to have a crazy good year for the Saints. Hasn't happened that way, but I think you got Kimura and you got Olave and you got the wild card. You got Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with the Saints just for the fact that their quarterback has been with their team longer than the Vikings quarterback. So I'm going with the Saints. Rolling with the Saints. It's a road game, I know, but I'm going with the Saints.
I'm excited to see the Vikings fans this week. You see the trend with a lot of them. The diehards are shaving their eyebrows.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're gonna regret that after this week. They're gonna be like,
I was like a little premature. Maybe see a few more games.
And then I saw that Jefferson's back to where he can start his practice window. So there's a chance he'll be returning. Not this week.
No, it'll be like probably
2-3 weeks. You got 21 days, I believe, when they open up the practice window. But I'm gonna go with the Saints. Carr, just have a decent game.
How confident are you in that one?
Well, I'm calling him David, so not super confident. But
yeah, fair enough.
But I'm gonna the Taysom Hill wild card. I think that's going to be the key to this game. So he's going to have. I'm going to say he's going to have a throwing touchdown this week.
Okay.
Taysom Hill.
I wonder what the odds are for that one.
I don't know.
That'd probably be pretty good.
Take a look at it. Does anybody out there know?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We might have lost our ticket listeners.
Oh, they probably got tired.
Yeah, they probably maybe feeling a little good.
Well, they got to get to bed. Jake's got to get up at 4:00 in the morning. They're out at the
They're remote?
Remote military down at the university tomorrow.
Oh,
so.
Sweet. Okay, yeah.
So you definitely want to listen to Early Break tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. And then we'll move on to the next game. We've got the Atlanta Falcons versus the Phoenix Cardinals. This is in Glendale. Sorry, I almost said Scottsdale. In Glendale, in Arizona. This is a 3:05 game. You got the Falcons versus Cardinals.
The return of Kyler Murray.
Potentially.
Pocket
Nope,
Hercules.
they said he's starting unless everything works. So.
Mhm.
And then you got Taylor Heineke for the Falcons, who replaced Desmond Ridder.
This is a contract year for Murray too, right?
No, he just signed. He signed a big contract.
Oh, that's right. He did sign another one.
But see, but a lot of people were wondering is if I know that how if you play a certain amount or games, would they play him this year to keep him healthy? Because if he gets injured, then that money locks in.
Mhm.
So a lot of people thought that maybe they might sit him out the entire year, then cut him at the end of the year, take a big loss, go out and try and draft, your Caleb Williams or your Drake May or somebody like that. So Cardinals, Falcons, who you got? This is a tough one.
I'll ride with the Pocket Hercules here.
You going?
Yeah, I'm not super confident.
Kyler Magic is back in the desert.
But with the if they're playing a better opponent, I'd probably roll the other way here.
I am going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Geez, one of us is going to do horrible.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild week for us. I'm going with the Falcons. I think Heineke, he's a serviceable quarterback. He has his moments. There's been a lot of talk this week about Bijan Robinson maybe not fulfilling, getting the touches and being. I think they want more production out of him, so I think they're going to try and get him to be more productive.
Still can't figure out their tight end situation.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts, I don't understand
Smith has been the guy for him, which is just crazy.
Yeah,
I think last week, what do you have? 1 touchdown?
Yeah.
He's been the guy for them. Is it like I wonder if he took a step backwards or if they're just finding him as like kind of the favorite target, but he has been the tight end.
And I don't understand it either because Kyle Pitts is like a freak of nature.
Yeah.
And you think, I always talk about it all the time. Usually the tight end's always open. So you think that he's just going to have some big games. Heineke's been, he had Logan Thomas when he was the Commanders. And you think that he's going to have a breakout game. And I keep on holding on to that eventually it will happen. And I keep on picking the Falcons. So I'm going to roll with my Falcons another week.
Okay.
And what's crazy about that is if they win, they're 500 team. They're 5-5.
Yeah.
Which that surprises me because they really have not done anything to really be in the conversation to even be a 500 football team. But I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What was the Falcons' best win this season? They just kind of been beaten up on bad teams. Like they just really haven't had like a great win on the season yet. That's just a kind of a crazy year for them.
So this sets up for them. The Cardinals are not a good team. And Kyler Murray's back. You don't know what, and you got to remember when Kyler Murray left, he had Hopkins on the outside. He don't have that.
Yeah, he had some weapons.
So I'm going with the Falcons, 5-5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving on to the next game at 3:05. We've got Nick Saintert's Detroit Lions and One-Eyed Ray. I don't know why he's not listening right now, but we got the Lions versus Chargers in San Diego. Oh no, in Los Angeles.
Man, you're really stuck.
Well, no, my mind's stuck in the 90s.
That's all right.
I'm sort of like Sipple. He turned off his mind in like 93.
Yeah.
I live NFL football in the 90s. That's when it was the best in the 90s.
It's when the stadiums were easy to remember.
When football was football, you could actually hit the quarterback and you wouldn't get a flag if you fell on top of him.
At least in the NFL, the calls and the targeting and stuff are consistent. Can't say the same about the college football.
I don't know about that.
More consistent than college football.
Yeah, it's oh man,
I'm still figuring it out.
It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad. I don't like I was talking this morning. I have no clue what targeting in college football is anymore.
Well, after the Heinrich Haarberg that didn't get called for targeting, that was a head scratcher for me.
No idea.
Because that was by definition to me.
Yeah.
I just don't. There's been a few of those. Like that.
I mean,
we can go on about that.
I am lost. I just don't know anymore. What's a catch? I'm still trying to figure that one out too.
What I don't understand is when you have those. Like I understand it's subjective. I'm like, how is it How is that subjective when the ball literally hits the ground before he has control? Then he rolls over, and then he has control. And the same thing with Minnesota.
Yeah.
How is that a subjective call?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I scratched my head over and over on that.
Uh-huh.
So we got Lions, Chargers. Who do you got?
Give me the Lions.
You can roll with the Lions. All right. I am going to go with the Chargers. Were not really all that impressive on Monday night. They were just playing a team that had no offense. That was the most boring Monday night football game I've ever seen in my life. The only reason why I continued to watch it was for the Manning cast.
I was gonna say I turned it off. I think about after 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I wanted to turn it off in the first quarter, but the Manning cast, I have to watch for that.
They're pretty funny.
I don't even think I watched the game. I'm watching the Manning cast the whole entire time. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers in this one. I know the Lions are 6-2. I love Campbell as their coach. I love Goff, but I'm looking at this. The Chargers struggled a lot on offense. They didn't struggle, but they really didn't have to do much because the Jets weren't doing anything. So I think that you're going to see a Justin Herbert 300-yard passing game, and Keenan Allen's going to have a big game. Eckler, big game. And I like the Chargers defense, the way they're playing. You got Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
You got Joey Bosa.
Bears miss him bad.
And Derwin James.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going with the Chargers. Chargers.
Yeah, that's probably your biggest upset you picked so far.
And I'm okay with that. If the Lions win, I'm good because it's just another game Broncos pick up in the division. So I'm going Chargers. Hopefully it'll be the reverse jinx on that. I'm okay with losing that game.
All right.
Chargers it is. All right. Moving on to the next game. We have got, oh boy.
Must watch TV.
Yeah, this is not must watch TV. When the spread is 16 points, this is not must watch TV. But you know that our guy Pete Ferguson will be watching at 3:25 p.m. on Fox. You got the New York Football Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys at Jerry World in Texas.
All right, I already wrote your Cowboys in, but you can break it down for me as to why. Unless you're zagging on me. Unless you think there's gonna be some crazy upset.
There's no zag here. You got Tommy DeVito starting for the Giants. Tommy DeVito versus Dak Prescott. You got the Cowboys starting to get things rolling. I'm going with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, the guy that I want to see break out. Where in the world or what has happened? Tony Pollard.
Yeah, he has moments where it feels like he's starting to get going, and it just comes to a grinding halt.
So I think this is the game where Tony Pollard takes off. I don't think Tommy DeVito. I don't think he's the man for the Giants. You got, and then I saw that they moved up Matt Barkley onto the regular squad now. So you got Tommy DeVito, Barkley at quarterback. It would not surprise me by the end of this game you'll see Barkley at quarterback, and you're going to see Barkley going, do I really want to go on and go against Micah Parsons? I don't think if you're a quarterback for the Giants this week, I don't think it's going to be a fun week for you. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons. Too much.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see. It'd be cool. Man, blame Pollard. Jeez. It'd be cool to see Pollard get going. I can't really pick out why he slowed down. He's a little bit of like a Josh Jacobs case. What happened? Like Josh Jacobs is kind of starting to pick it up, but he still doesn't have.
Well, now they're inspired. Now they got Antonio Pierce coaching them there.
Yeah.
Raiders might be the new darling after this week.
It is kind of awkward in that locker room how much they like the new quarterback.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
The way they were talking about it's the hardest position to play, and they're all pumped. It's like, man, they really are not like Jimmy G.
It's all about Aiden O'Connell now.
Yep.
So I'm going with Dallas Cowboys. You got going Cowboys also?
Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
All right. We'll move on to our next game before I got one more, then throw it to break.
Yeah, we'll get one more in here.
Okay. Our next game, the Washington Commanders at 4-5 versus the Seattle Seahawks, 5-3 in Seattle on Fox, 3:25 p.m. Commanders Seahawks.
Seahawks looked awful last week. I think they might be in a little bit of gut check time. Give me the Commanders. I'm starting to lean off. Yeah, I'm starting to lean off my Seahawks here a little bit. Even though I wouldn't be surprised if they win this one. I do just last week. That's going to say they could have used a bye, to put it that way.
All right, I am going to go with the Seahawks.
Wow, we're switching here.
Yep.
I'm going to be so mad if the Seahawks win now.
And the reason why I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this is the reverse time change. You got a 3-hour difference. Commanders going over to the Seahawks. Seahawks played horribly last week, so I look for them to. Oh, there's David from Renew. Hey, David.
That's got to be the second time they drove by, because we do have David saying Jake and I just drove by and waved, and that was at 9:38, and it's 9:45 now when they drove by again. So they must just be doing laps.
And Jake's posse the 93.7 van out front here, so Jake's making a stop right now. So we've got Commanders and the Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks. You're going Commanders. And you got the 12s in Seattle. It's always a tough place to play. Is this a Ralph's Roadie coming up to the window? Oh, maybe he's going into another door.
Nah, it's Sorensen going to the backside.
Oh, man. I thought we had a Ralph's Roadie in the window there for a second. But Jake is an honorary Ralph's Roadie. So
is he?
Oh, yeah. He loves the Roadies.
Okay.
Big fan of the Roadies.
I suppose as a Dolphins fan, he feels like he can be nice to the Broncos.
Definitely. And his Dolphins got a bye this week. So
yeah, they're chilling. Hurt my fantasy team. My Lord.
Skurs pick up a win on Saturday. He's got an undefeated weekend. He doesn't have to worry about Sunday.
Well, he's got to watch his Heat. I think they might play Saturday.
They'll lose. I'm just joking. All right. So Seahawks, Commanders. I got the Seahawks. You got Commanders.
Yep.
All right. Let's throw it a break. This is the Wide World of Raff, 93.7 The Ticket.
We'll be right back to the Wide World of Raff.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
I played for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Whether it's playing on a sports team or creating art, it's important to encourage your kids to explore their interests. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Let your child know you believe in their passions. It can contribute to your child's focus and improve the quality of their schoolwork, too. So show that budding scientist some encouragement by helping them with an experiment, or play catch with your baseball enthusiast.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. You're listening to the wide world of Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is the Wide World of Raff. It is Wednesday night.
Got it down this time.
I remember now. But it's awesome when I say it's Tuesday and then I wake up and it's Thursday tomorrow and I'm like, wow, I thought it was Wednesday. So it's not always a bad thing when I'm a day early.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Keeps you ahead of schedule.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got 2 more games left. We got on NBC at 7:20. Oh, my goodness. This is another one of those games where you're just like, ooh. You got the New York Jets versus the Las Vegas Raiders at the Death Star in Las Vegas. You got the newly revitalized Las Vegas Raiders and Antonio Pierce and Aiden O'Connell facing the Jets, who they lose this game. There's trouble in Jetstown because Zach Wilson, they asked Robert Saleh today why Zach Wilson's starting, and he said he had to plead the fifth. He really doesn't know why. That's your head coach saying that. Jets defense, they're solid. Mm-hmm. But you got the Raiders who, played good under the new coach. Looks like they're somewhat back. They have a chance to go 5-5 and even up their schedule or even up their record for the year. So we got the Jets and the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders.
You're going with the Raiders.
Yeah, they're inspired now. It feels like they're at a point to prove it. Like I feel like this is like a good game for them. The vibe I got is they did not they were all pretty frustrated with the Jimmy G experiment with the coaching. They seemed all pretty disgusted. I think this is where they're all pretty inspired now. I think they'll come into this game and you look at the Jets. Oh, that offense is abysmal. But at least Zach Wilson learned. I'm going to defend my own defense and say they've been keeping us in games. I need to score. Yeah. He learned that one pretty fast.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Raiders also. It's at home, first of all. And Raiders, they've got some offense. You got Devontae.
Got Adams.
You got Adams. You got Jacobs when he shows up. You got Max Crosby. I think they're when it comes to these two teams, they're the more complete team. The Jets, their offenses. I mean, I could go back to that Monday Night Football. That was the worst, boringest. No offense. They got Breece Hall.
I was happy I was working that night. Say that much.
And then you've got to look at too, like Garrett Wilson. I mean, he's sitting there. He's got one of the best quarterbacks in the league warming up before the games. But unfortunately, the Jets are going to have to find a way to win some games, or else Aaron Rodgers coming back
is pointless, which is unfortunate because he is steamrolling into potentially coming back.
He's aiming.
He talked about it. Shout out Dr. Neil Tracci.
Yeah.
That guy's a master. I didn't realize he's like the head physician of like the Dodgers. Like the amount of money he's got to make, that's all LA teams.
Ralph's Roadies right there. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. They could even it up at 5-5, which is huge for them, and that they still have an opportunity to make that playoff run, which I don't think if they keep McDaniels, I think they would have probably been out of it by now because they would have lost last week and they would have lost. So I'm going with the Raiders on NBC. All right, we're moving on to the last game of the evening. This game is actually, usually we always save the best for last, but this is actually the last game. It's the Monday Night Football game. You've got the Denver Broncos versus the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. Buffalo Bills, 7:15 ABC. Mike Tirico returns close to where he went to college. Syracuse is pretty close to there. So you got the Bills and you got the Broncos.
I got the Denver, but no, I got the Bills. Give me the Bills. Monday Night Football. You could surprise me again. I didn't think they were going to beat the Chiefs. Maybe their defense is incredibly inspired. That's about it. I did. Give me the Bills. I don't see. There's no way this is happening 2 weeks in a row with the Broncos. I think the Bills, though, you could have a chance if that defense is inspired and you get some Josh Allen red zone problems where he's throwing picks again. Like there is an actual shot because the Bills just haven't been that consistent and they've kind of been playing to their opponent's level. So it won't be blown away the same way it was when they beat the Chiefs. But yeah, I'm still leaning on the Bills.
Well, I am selecting the Denver Broncos.
I already wrote you in.
And the reason why I'm selecting the Denver Broncos is I'm going to give the keys to the Broncos winning on Monday night. You're going to take Patrick Surtain and you're going to man him up against Stephon Diggs. Wherever Stephon Diggs goes, Patrick Surtain goes. I don't think that Gabe Davis and Khalif Shakur are enough. I think Russell Wilson in that offense, you're going to go with Jamal. Wow.
Do you even know your Broncos, Raff?
Wow. Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. That Denver defense is going to take care of business. The Broncos are going to win. They're going to be 4-5. 4-5. The road to the Super Bowl continues on Monday night. All right, everybody. It's been another fun show of the Wide World of Ralph. We will talk to you next week. Have a great night and catch the drive tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Have a good night, everyone. Take care.